It's been nearly 2 years now since a framework agreement for a new gaming compact between the Seneca Nation and New York State fell apart. And it has led to a lot of negotiations and talks, but none of them have led to a new deal.
But there's hope from both sides that a reset can happen and the Seneca Nation and New York State can begin new talks about a deal. 2 on Your Side's Nate Benson is looking into that for us tonight, and he joins us live with more. Nate?
Yeah, good evening, Scott and Mary Alice. That framework was going to allow the Seneca Nation to build a Rochester area casino, but once that deal fell apart, so did a lot of the trust between the two sides. It was June 2023 when the Seneca Nation and New York State announced that framework for a new gaming compact. It maintained revenue sharing between the state and the Senecas and would have allowed them to build a casino in the Rochester area. Why did it all fall apart? Nobody told the Rochester area lawmakers, and when they found out, boy, were they mad. After nearly a week of vocal opposition, that framework was dead, and what little trust there was between the two sides also withered away.
The fact that the governor had a bad deal and has not been able to negotiate a deal should not have a negative impact on those host communities, like Salamanca, which I represent.
Seneca Nation President J.C. Seneca is trying to move on from that framework, one that he wasn't a part of negotiating as he was just elected last fall.
What happened in the past, we can't change. You know, we had an agreement in terms, a term sheet that failed to get moved forward because of a certain, dynamics that was going on at the time.
And there seems to be renewed spirits from both sides after Governor Hochul visited the Seneca Nation on Tuesday to formally apologize for the atrocities committed at the Thomas Indian School. A gesture of good faith by the governor that she wants to turn the page as it pertains to the state's relationship with the Seneca Nation.
We agreed that we continue conversation about the casino pact after I had this opportunity to go have a very positive experience with them and to continue building trust. And I'm looking forward to the conversations about the casinos. It's part of my agenda for the upcoming year.
State Senator George Borrello believes that the landscape for gaming in Western New York has drastically changed since the compact was signed more than 20 years ago. Since then, the state has opened several casinos and slot machine operations that have impacted the exclusivity the Seneca Nation once held.
I hope that for the sake of the Seneca Nation and also for the many host communities which I represent, that this is going to move forward expeditiously with a recognition of the fact that the current compact is a completely unfair deal for the Seneca Nation and needs to be changed.
President Seneca on Tuesday echoed the sentiment of the governor that talks will eventually resume.
If we have patience, we have a commitment and a process to follow, we can get it done, and we will.
Neither President Seneca nor Governor Hochul would confirm when those negotiations could begin again, but there's one thing to keep in mind. Any deal that is reached between the two sides needs to be approved by the state legislature, and their session ends on June 12th. Live and on your side in downtown Buffalo, Nate Benson, Channel 2 News.